The dusty attic smelled of forgotten summers and old paper, a scent Leo always associated with visiting Grandma Elara high above the usual world. Sunlight streamed through the single grimy window, illuminating swirling motes of dust that afternoon. Exploring a battered trunk overflowing with sepia photographs and fragile lace, Leo's fingers brushed against something unexpectedly smooth and cool. It was a pencil. Unlike any he'd ever seen, its wood was a deep, rich ebony, worn silky by countless touches, and capped with a tarnished silver ferrule. It felt strangely heavy in his small hand. Humming with a quiet energy he couldn't explain, something about its simplicity, its silent presence amidst the clutter, whispered of secrets waiting to be understood, curiosity burning. Leo snatched a clean sheet of paper from a nearby sketchpad. He pressed the dark lead to the surface, expecting a familiar gray line, but nothing appeared. He pressed harder, dragging the pencil across the paper. Still, the paper remained stubbornly blank. A wave of disappointment washed over him. Had the lead gone bad after years hidden away? He was about to toss it back into the trunk when he noticed something peculiar where the pencil had touched the paper. The faintest scent arose, not of graphite, but of lemons and warm cinnamon. Grandma Elara's signature fragrance. It was so unexpected, so intimately connected to her, that Leo felt a sudden lump form in his throat. He held the pencil tighter, a strange conviction settling within him. Later, curled up in his favorite armchair downstairs, the crackling fire painting dancing shadows on the walls, Leo absent-mindedly began to sketch with the mysterious pencil again. He didn't look at the paper, just let his hand move freely, guided by the comforting weight of the ebony wood and the soft whisper of lead against the page. He thought of Grandma Elara teaching him to bake her famous lemon cinnamon cookies, her hands guiding his small ones, her laughter warm like sunshine. He thought of her reading him stories by this very fire, her voice a soothing melody. When he finally glanced down, the page was still blank, yet the air around him was thick with the scent of lemons and cinnamon, wrapping him in an invisible hug that felt profoundly real and deeply comforting. The next few days became a ritual. Leo would take the pencil and draw scenes from his heart. Grandma Elara tending her rose garden, her face crinkling in a smile, the two of them building a lopsided sandcastle at the beach, her patiently showing him how to tie his shoelaces. Each time, the paper showed nothing visible to the eye, but each time, the invisible drawings filled the space around him with that unique, comforting aroma, conjuring her presence with startling clarity. It was as if the pencil wasn't drawing lines, but capturing the very essence of his memories and feelings, releasing them into the air like fragrant smoke. He kept this quiet magic to himself, a precious secret shared only with the ghostly scent. Then came the day Grandma Elara fell peacefully asleep for the last time. The house felt cavernous, filled with a silence that was heavy and cold, utterly devoid of her vibrant energy. Leo's heart ached with a raw, unfamiliar pain. Seeking solace, he retreated to the quiet corner of the living room. The ebony pencil clutched tightly in his trembling hand. Tears blurred his vision as he desperately tried to draw her face, to summon the lemons and cinnamon, to feel her nearness just one more time. But the scent wouldn't come. The pencil felt cold and inert in his grasp. The invisible ink, it seemed, was tied not just to memory, but to a shared presence that was now gone. A sob escaped him as he crumpled the blank paper, feeling utterly alone. Weeks passed, the sharp edges of grief slowly softening into a dull ache. Leo hadn't touched the pencil since that terrible day. One rainy afternoon, feeling particularly adrift, he found himself sitting at his small desk, staring blankly out the window without conscious thought. His hand reached for the familiar ebony pencil in the drawer. He picked up a fresh sheet of paper, his heart heavy. He didn't try to draw Grandma Elara this time. Instead, he drew his own feelings. A small figure standing in the rain, a heart with a jagged crack down the middle, a single, lonely flower bending under the weight of water. He drew the empty armchair by the fire. He drew the quiet sadness that filled the house. As his hand moved, something miraculous happened. The scent began to return, not the vibrant burst of before, but a softer, gentler wave of lemons and cinnamon. Like a whisper on the breeze, it wasn't summoning her ghost. It was acknowledging his sorrow. Wrapping it in the enduring warmth of her love, Leo kept drawing. He drew himself planting flowers in her garden. He drew the sun finally breaking through the clouds. He drew himself reading one of her old storybooks, and with each invisible stroke, the comforting scent grew stronger, sweeter, filling the room not with the sharp pain of absence, but with a gentle, persistent affirmation. He understood then the pencil didn't draw what was seen. It drew what was felt deep within the heart. Grandma Elara's love hadn't vanished with her last breath, it lived on, etched in invisible ink upon the canvas of his soul. A fragrant, unseen bond that time and loss could never truly erase. He held the pencil, no longer a tool of longing, but a quiet compass pointing towards the enduring light of love, forever present, forever comforting, drawn in the invisible ink of memory.